I'm Top Gun.
And I'm Lunchbox.
And we're
Toys to Men. Let's get it going here with a recap of the new Walking Dead, episode number 2 of season 3 called Sick. Last we saw, we left Herschel kind of hanging in the balance with his leg amputated by Rick. And this episode, we get to see the effects of that and how that, will play into the rest of the season, hopefully.
Yeah, you know what? It was so cool how they just left the leg laying there.
Yeah, they didn't even bother with it.
Yeah, they just left it there. So that was cool. Also, I know last episode I was talking about Rick and, how much I really appreciate what he's become. I mean, for him to think that fast.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Herschel gets bit by a walker. Rick chops his leg off. Crazy. I mean, not even any thoughts, just does it.
Shows how dedicated he is to survival.
Yeah, saved his life. So we're going to pick up on the episode 2 here of season 3. And, they rushed Herschel in. They got the bleeding stopped. They did a great job with that. So happy that Herschel's not dead,
Oh, yeah.
I thought that he would turn into a zombie. I really did, but he didn't, so thank goodness on that.
It was cool in this episode, too. They introduced the prisoners, Thomas, Big Tiny, Axel, and Oscar, yes. They, some of those guys were actually in the comics. I think actually all of them, but I think they had different names. They try to relate it a little bit.
Some were the same. Andrew was actually in the comics.
Yeah.
They didn't use as many prisoners as they
Right.
were supposed to. They didn't keep as many prisoners as they were supposed to in the comics, which, it's a show and you have to cut it down a little bit. So
Exactly.
I understand that. But anyway, regardless, let's talk about, real quick, let's talk about Rick. Let's talk about the pure man, I mean, I don't even know what to say because, Rick just decided he's done. He's not playing games. He's going to survive and he's going to do whatever it takes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's becoming more and more like the comic book Rick. Every episode, he's only getting better. You can tell such a difference from, really just the end of season 2 to the beginning of season 3. It's like we said before, 8 months have passed. But you can just see how, how much more cold he's gotten. And he's just more bent on survival now than he was ever before.
When the Gonzalez prisoner had decided that, he was going to, be a problem, Rick knew right then and there that he was going to be a problem. You could just see it in his face, you could see it in his eyes. You knew one way or another that dude was dead. And it was going to be by the hands of Rick.
I didn't think it was going to happen that fast. I thought maybe he'd be around for an episode, but as we can tell, he took care of that problem real quick.
He did. When the walkers ripped his hand off and exposed the bone, when the Big Tiny, but you know what though, when Big Tiny slipped into that back scene, you knew something was going to happen. I mean, it was just, I didn't really like how they did that. He just out of nowhere backs to a scene. I mean, there's walkers all around you. You're not just going to slide back into a scene, but regardless, he gets cut on his back in a place that is, you can't do anything about that. It's going to go to the bloodstream. He was changing. But what happens next? I can't even explain because you know what? What happened to this man's head? Only to describe AMC is the only, provider of cable that would show such a horrific, crazy.
Yeah, after Thomas was done smashing him, you couldn't really even call it a head at that point.
Goodness, it looked like a smashed pumpkin.
And like I told you earlier, I didn't think they would show it, but they weren't zoomed in on it, but they were back far enough that you could see him laying on the ground, and you could just see that his head was just a mass of just flesh.
Man, when he was going to town just beating on this dude's head, you were just thinking, it's just going to cut scene out. No. They showed this dude's mug just crushed,
Yeah.
It was crazy. And
I think that's what really sealed it for Rick, that this guy was going to be a problem.
Exactly. He was, when he put his hand on his gun on the way in when they was checking out the food supply, you knew right then and there that Rick knew this guy was a problem and he wasn't going to last very long. Now, in the scene where they're fighting the walkers together, he takes a swing at Rick.
Rick just a straight ninja right there, just dodges that
He
thing.
ninja dodges it, gives him this look like, here we go. Throws a walker on the Rick. And then Daryl out of nowhere was so awesome. I mean, they're just like boom, boom. I mean, these guys are a team. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's great to see how well Rick and Daryl cooperate with each other.
Yeah.
As soon as he saw Rick, with that walker thrown down on him, he yells at T-Dog. He says, "Yo, hey T, mind the gap." Comes over, stabs that zombie in the head,
rips him off,
tears him off of him,
helps him up,
helps him right out.
Perfect.
I mean, he even takes a second really to lean down close to him and kind of. I don't know.
Got your back, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Pulls him
the look they gave each other is like, yeah, we got you. And, well, what happens next is one of my favorite things, probably the favorite thing of the episode.
Oh, yeah.
Rick basically looks at this dude, tells him the games are over, machete to the skull.
Yep.
Boom, done. Tells his other dude, Andrew, the little prisoner, you better run. Locks him outside for the walkers to just go to town on this guy. I mean,
yeah, and that right there too, plays into.
Oh my God!
Again, like we said, how cold Rick is now. He knows these guys are a threat.
Rick laughed.
Oh yeah,
he snickered.
It was. I just couldn't believe it because if it was Rick from season 1, he'd have tried to have found a way to save him or brought the guy back inside or something.
He would not. First off, he would not have macheted the guy in the skull. Secondly, he would have tried to find a solution for these people. His solution now, you're dead.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. And after he gets back, the prisoner, the bald black prisoner, I honestly thought was going to be Tyrese.
That's right.
I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. I hear that they're planning on bringing Tyrese, but they skipped that encampment. And Daryl has pretty much taken the role of Tyrese in the comic book. Because Tyrese was Rick's right-hand man through and through.
Yep.
Daryl is Rick's right-hand man. You can see it yesterday. On the episode last night, when he was just there to save him like that, you knew right then and there. I mean, Daryl is Rick's right-hand man.
Yeah.
But I do hear that they do plan on bringing in the character Tyrese, but I just don't see how.
It'd be hard to do, I think, especially with how fast it seems that the governor storyline is approaching.
Yeah.
Which I guess we're already in that storyline, but we haven't seen him yet introducing the show, but we will. And, I think that's coming. I'm going to say next episode.
Next episode, here's our prediction. Okay, we're going to do a prediction segment, and then we're going to end the show. My prediction next episode is this upcoming episode is going to be more about the governor, his part of the regime. You're going to see Andrew and Michonne a lot. It's going to be hard to not have Rick and Daryl in the show, but I don't think you're going to see much of them. I think this episode is going to be dedicated to the regime of the governor because they have to put a solid foundation for this character because he is so important in the storyline.
Yeah,
they can't just bring him in, show him for a little bit, and then bring them together. There needs to be the spacing where the governor has his own time to show you what kind of just grueling, crazy, just individual this man really is.
Yeah, they really have to give some solid time for a foundation for this character, and
it's very important.
When you guys watched the episode, I'm sure you saw the scenes from the rest of the season more or less that had Michonne and Andrea saying they wanted their weapons back, so you can tell a little bit about the way he rules over Woodbury and everything like that. That he takes weapons and. If they're, necessary, then he'll probably hand them out. But, at this point right now, he's just trying to keep all the weapons out of everybody's hands as possible. So
yeah, he's a dictator through and through, and that's for sure. You're going to see that. I can't wait to see the character portray it in the show. They're doing they're just this season, guys. I mean, I'm just telling you, it's so good. It's so good so far. 2 episodes, and I'm just wanting more.
Yeah,
I just want the time to go by right now. Just so I can sit in front of my TV and enjoy another hour of this show.
2 episodes in, and it's already the best season so far.
I need more, guys. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you like the show? Are you enjoying it? Do you like it as much as we do? Because I'm telling you, we love it. If so, please leave us some comments. Rate and subscribe. Please subscribe to our channel. We have new stuff coming out all the time. Follow us on Twitter at Toys to Men. So basically, just let us know what you think. Chime in, ask us questions if you have them. Please tell us your part, your scenario, what you think is going to happen next, and keep watching. We're going to have a review coming up soon. We got the Funko Walking Dead pop figure. This is the Rick Grimes.
And these figures are extremely cool, guys, for just being a little figure like that.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, we collect everything here at Toys and Men, but I'm telling you right now, these are cool. And my personal favorite.
Yeah, the coolest one by far.
We got a little Daryl Dixon rolling here. So the pop figures, we're going to have reviewed of these guys. We're going to have out of the box reviewed. We've got the zombie walkers on the way, not the full set, but we're going to do the reviews one by one. And keep checking back, guys. Remember, follow us at Toys and Men on Twitter. And tell everybody about us, please. Watch us. Enjoy us. I hope you enjoy it. As for Top Gun
And Lunchbox.
out.